No doubt, Russia and the United States have been two of the world's superpowers, although after 1991 things have changed a bit. Both nations have ruled the world by making use of their strong economy and resources. And taking all of this into account, what would the world look like if we could connect these two great superpowers of the world, and that too through a superhighway? It seems unbelievable, right? Well, this is true. And if you want to know more about it, make sure to stick with the video until the very end. Today, we will discuss Russia's insane megaproject for a superhighway to America that will connect the two continents. This is going to be one of the most interesting videos on this channel. So without wasting any more time, let's jump right into it. Vladimir Yakunin, the chairman of Russian Railways, presented a comprehensive proposal for what could appear to be an incredibly challenging infrastructure megaproject at a conference of the Russian Academy of Science. Yakunin suggested that engineers may construct the Trans-Eurasian Belt Development, TEPR, a high-speed railway that might run the full length of Siberia and have as its terminus the opening of an underwater tunnel that would bridge the Bering Strait. Additionally, a superhighway might be built along the lines, enabling ground transit from the city of Anchorage, Alaska, to Moscow. But would all of this happen overnight? Not at all. It goes without saying that for the purpose of accomplishing this megaproject, 12,500 miles of roads and railways would need to be constructed, beginning at the eastern border of Russia. And not just that, but it would also require traveling 520 miles from Nome, Alaska's icy shores to Fairbanks, an area of the northernmost part of the Alaskan Highway. Finally, there is this massive 55-mile Bering Strait tunnel as well, which has an estimated cost of around $50 billion in total. That's massive, isn't it? Since the 19th century, there have been aspirations of building a bridge across the Bering Strait to connect east and west. Research to construct a railroad up towards the northern Alaskan coasts was funded by William Gilpin, the governor of the Colorado Territory at the time, as early as 1846. Gilpin continued to release ideas for the Cosmopolitan Railway that would connect all continents primarily across the Bering Strait years after being forced from office. A Russian-American firm devised ideas for something like a transcontinental telecommunications line in the 1860s, but the development of the Atlantic cables put an end to that. After around 30 years, the architect of the Golden Gate Bridge prepared his college thesis on the plans for a railroad bridge between Alaska and Siberia. In fact, the proposal to build a bridge over the Bering Strait was given the go by Tsar Nicholas in 1906, but as the ill luck would have it, it was eventually scrapped when World War I broke out. Here's an interesting thing for you guys to notice. Certain people, especially journalists and historian William Engdahl, felt that British economic interests caused World War I in hopes of preventing the development of a tunnel under the Bering Strait because they were concerned about losing control of the marine economy. No doubt this can be considered a conspiracy theory, but if it is true, this is quite unbelievable. However, this did not end there. President Franklin Roosevelt directed the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers to carry out a study for a rail line that would connect the lower 48, Canada, as well as Alaska during World War II. Having said that, this undertaking was somehow overlooked by what would later become the more pressing need to construct the Alaskan Highway. Under the Governor Sarah Palin's government in the period of 2009, certain viability and economic studies were carried out. This was preferably for energy and fresh water to drought-stricken areas, as well as for rail transit to a Bering Strait tunnel. Shockingly, when the projected cost crossed the $3 billion mark, all of the plans that were proposed got shelved. Due to enormous costs and unpredictability of these types of initiatives, along with the political impediments, very few of the megaprojects have truly come to completion. To make things worse, TEPR today may further struggle to offer ground transportation as a feasible option in comparison to flying. Despite a lot of such issues and concerning circumstances, these sort of megaprojects are proposed, discussed, and then efforts are made to complete them. This is due to the fact that these megaprojects give lots of economic rewards and returns to various countries involved in such projects. As far as this massive superhighway megaproject connecting Russia with America is concerned, there are several phenomenal returns to expect. The major benefit will be newer and better energy resource delivery lines, in addition to Arctic gas and oil production. The Russian Railways chief Yakunin stated that the TEPR would contain oil and gas pipelines to assist and enhance the nation's energy revenues. Not just that, but it will also help in the development of new sectors and the creation of hundreds of thousands of jobs. It doesn't really matter if the Bering Strait Tunnel is built or not. Russia has indeed begun developing and constructing a railway in its Far East with the objective in mind of expanding energy industries in its remote territories. China and Russia are swiftly progressing through the construction of a high-speed railway connecting the two major cities of both countries via Siberia, which will be financed primarily by the state-owned China Railway High Speed. Here's a fun fact for you all. The direct connection from Beijing to Moscow will be around 7,000 kilometers, or 4,340 miles, which is roughly 3 times the length of the world's longest high-speed railway, the Beijing-Guangzhou train. Amazing, isn't it? The cost of this megaproject is expected to be billions, if not trillions of dollars. However, there's nothing much to be worried about, as Yakunin says that enormous economic rewards might more than offset the significant cash cost, which was also not specifically covered in the paper. Well, when will that actually happen? Only time will tell. By the way, for those of you who may not know this, Yakunin and the famous Russian President Vladimir Putin are two good friends. They've been in touch and have a lot of things to discuss with each other, particularly with regard to strategic projects. This superhighway megaproject is no exception. Interestingly, if we take into account some of the top sources, Yakunin might be Putin's probable replacement as president of the Russian country. Therefore, it would not be wrong to say that Yakunin has the right amount of information at his disposal as to how he would manage the costs of such a massive superhighway megaproject. The scale of the construction seems to be almost miraculous. In case it gets successful, it will be one of the greatest infrastructural megaprojects of all time. Having said that, at this juncture, the Bering Strait Tunnel is no doubt a fantasy proposal comparable to a space elevator, which is another story that we will discuss some other day. Well, this megaproject will almost definitely never become a favorable use of American resources. And, notwithstanding the hype, the project's real thrust is fueled mostly, if not entirely, by the private company's investment in the gas and oil industries. It is more of a private network connecting the vested interests of a few select powerful people and figures rather than precisely a global railway uniting people from different parts of the world. What is your take on this? Let us know in the comments section. That's the end of the video, guys. We hope you enjoyed this and got something valuable to learn from it. If you did, then please make sure to subscribe and press the bell icon so you never miss an update whenever we upload a new video. Let us know in the comments section which topics we should cover next. We'll see you guys in the next video soon. Until next time, goodbye from us.